As always. So, before we get started, as we sit in the light of this beautiful, glowing Christmas tree.
Yes.
This is the story of Brian buying a new Christmas tree. Well.
Can't wait, because I haven't heard it yet, so.
So, I pull out my old Christmas tree out of storage.
Mm-hmm.
And I should mention, I have a small apartment, so I can't really fit a full-size Christmas tree, so I had a little 3-foot that was, I used for about 5 or 6 years anyway.
What's a big tree anyway, right?
Yeah, right? It's not the size that matters. It's what you do with it, and I decorated this mofo beautifully. But, so I pulled my little 3-foot tree out of storage, and it all looked miscombobulated. It was branches sticking out wrong ways. One of the, how trees have a stand at the bottom?
Yeah.
Mine was missing a leg. No idea what happened to it. So I was like, all right, so do I go out and buy a new tree?
Important, right?
So do I go out and buy a new tree, or do I just, kind of make do? So I was like, all right, I don't want to spend money on a new tree.
A few magazines under it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I kind of propped it up and I put it against the wall, and I'm trying to dress this thing. I'm trying to get the branches. Branches are just collapsing I don't even know what happened, because it was fine last year. I put it into storage, took it back out. I'm assuming an army of squirrels maybe got into it. Not quite sure. So I set this thing up. I go to plug in the lights work, and I'm trying to untangle the lights, and I was going to restring them because they were looking like crap, and the lights just go out on me. So I'm checking the fuses, I'm checking each bulb. I feel like Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation. I'm like, if I were you, I would personally check each one of these light bulbs. And so I'm doing that. I'm on the floor in the kitchen. I'm just twisting the light bulbs, making sure they're all in. I check the fuses. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I'm not super electrically inclined.
Yeah. But
I know these things are screwed. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get a new set of lights. So I asked my dad, and I'm like, hey Dad, do you have a spare light set? He's like, sure. So I go over to his place, and I grab the light bulbs, and they're working fine. I wrap the whole thing. It looks beautiful. Half of them go out.
Oh man.
Legitimately, I'm like, all right, looks good. There we go. Lights go out. I'm like, I get so pissed off. And I'm like, whatever. You know what? It's a small tree anyway. I'll just kind of spread out the part that's working, call it a day. I get it. It's looking passable at this point. I go to put the star on top. The star works. It lights up fine.
Yeah.
Put it on top. All right, cool. And then I go to adjust one thing because the tree is leaning a bit.
Yeah.
So I go to adjust it, and it knocks the star off the tree. And the star, it doesn't hit the ground. It just kind of falls and kind of swings into the tree. Busts into 3 pieces. At this point, I've had it. I punt the goddamn tree across the room. I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to get a new tree. I went to Walmart and spent 20 minutes haggling with the guy because he wouldn't give me the price that it was supposed to be at. I ended up getting it for the price. Spent $12, got a tree, set it up, looks beautiful. Even though for some reason my star's not lit at the moment, I'm sure that's probably okay.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'm gonna be really pissed. But other than that, so anyway, this is Geeklirious, a show where we talk about all things geeky and nerdy as I kick the goddamn table. Yeah, no, that hurt. I am Brian,
and I'm Mike,
and this is episode 9.
Oh wow. Almost to that big
double digits.
Yeah.
Number 10. Wow. This flew by.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that we've done 9 in a row. We haven't missed a week.
Yeah.
It's pretty
against
impressive.
all odds.
Yeah. Those of you who have stuck with us for this long, thank you for that.
Or new.
Yeah. If you're new and just finding this podcast for the first time, fantastic. Please spread the word.
Yes, please.
So, what are we talking about today, Mike?
Oh, man. Well, a lot of news. A lot of Fox Foxy News.
Foxy News, like Star Fox?
Yeah. No. No one likes Star Fox.
I like Star Fox.
Really?
64.
Yeah. 25 years ago, yeah.
What was the guy? Andros!
Was that the Toad guy?
Master Andros. No. When you beat the first boss, he's like, I failed you! Like, explodes. You never played that game? Star Fox 64?
I was a PlayStation 1 guy. I wasn't really a 64 guy.
Yes, I never had a PS1.
I only played, like, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. Back when Rare was actually a notable game studio.
Yeah, because my cousin had it in Mario Party. Like, the multiplayer stuff, pretty much.
GoldenEye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, yeah.
So, a few podcasts back, I forget exactly which one it was, a couple back, we had discussed the possibility of Fox buying some assets. No, wait, I'm sorry. Disney purchasing some assets from Fox.
Yes.
So, if you're unaware, Fox is the studio that owns, like, X-Men, Deadpool, Alien vs. Predator, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, back in the 90s when Marvel was going bankrupt, they sold a lot of their, like, characters and properties for movies to different companies.
Yeah.
You know, way before they had their own thing going. But, yeah, now we have that, and they want their stuff back.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, I mean, it's... I heard some people saying that this was like a negative thing, but I see it as a positive. I see it as a joined union, you know? Like... everything...
Yeah, it should be it should be with Marvel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I do see, like, some of the points, though, because, it's, you know, with Marvel, like, we'll only get a set of movies, maybe 3. But when Fox had it, we could have 3 Marvel, and then, like, maybe an X-Men movie and a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
And, now we'll probably be more limited in that aspect, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
But besides that, there's no, like, minus to it. Like, it's all a win.
I think what people are saying is that Disney is kind of controlling too much. You know, they have too much power. You know. But it's all Marvel properties, you know?
Yeah, why? It's Marvel, yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't get it. So, obviously, this is pretty good news for comic book fans. Because we're going to get to see things that we haven't had the chance to see before because they were owned by, 2 different studios.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's kind of what this episode is going to be dedicated to today. It's what we would like to see out of this Disney-Fox merger.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So where do we start first?
Well, you said that you had a theory, right?
Yeah, well, first I think it's like, I don't think it's, even though I think Disney will buy it and stuff, I don't think this change is going to happen immediately, you know?
Yeah.
They have their story arc. I don't think they're gonna, even though they kind of did that for Spider-Man a little bit.
Yeah, but that's one character.
We have one character.
Yeah. They're not just
well, it depends who they use. They don't have to use all of them. If they want to just say Wolverine.
Yeah. Or Cyclops.
And Deadpool.
Yeah.
They could do that. Not Cyclops, because Cyclops you need Jean Grey and Xavier, you know, because they're like important parts. But Deadpool you could just have there. And, Wolverine, he would be fine without those characters.
Well, a comic that you gave me to read, Wolverine's part of the Avengers.
Yeah. The old, Bendis, Avengers before, like, when New Avengers was happening.
Right.
After Civil War, like that, yeah. But, this is great. I don't see how anyone could not think it is.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah. But, so, X-Men coming, maybe. Yeah, we don't know who's gonna like do that. Even more than the X-Men, like X Factor, they could get a whole bunch of people, you know. Although I heard there was gonna be a multiple man show with the guy from X Factor, the multiple man. He can like clone himself.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Didn't he die in one of the?
James Franco was supposed to be playing him.
Really?
In a show or a movie or something. Huh. Yeah. From what I heard. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that now.
Wasn't he in something and he died? I could have sworn.
He was in one of the X-Men movies, but he didn't have, like, any speaking lines.
Did he die?
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Some of them did.
So yeah. So what do you want to see from this this thing, or do you want me to go first and let you think a little bit?
Let me get my theory.
Yes.
I forgot. Well, it's not much of a theory. It's like what they could do, like with the Scarlet Witch and like how she can change realities and stuff.
Okay.
Like I could definitely see that her implementing like what happened in the comics when she got rid of all the mutants. Mm-hmm. Like maybe she would have already done that, and she brings them back, so now the X-Men are there, and all that. The mutants are there, you know? Right. Magneto, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that would be, like, cool, because that's what happened in the comics.
So you're saying that Scarlet Witch is kind of going to use her powers to kind of join the two universes together?
Yeah, how it...
Alright, I think I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Yeah. In it, Scarlet Witch and the Vision are married. Mm-hmm. He dies through something. I'm forgetting because it's been a while. But yeah, he dies and she goes crazy or whatever because I think it was her and her child. Mm-hmm. They die. And she goes crazy and she says, no more mutants. And like if they even talk about it, like, that still has repercussions now in the Marvel Universe. Mm. So it's like something like that, where she got rid of mutants, and maybe she brings, I don't know, maybe she could do the reverse of that and bring the mutants back, or something similar to that. That's she can change reality, so why wouldn't it? Or maybe it could be one of the Infinity Gems, the reality Infinity Gems.
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
Something like that.
That would be very cool. So, do you think that Disney is going to recast everything? Just kind of start fresh? Or do you think they're going to... Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that as well.
Hugh Jackman's done.
Yeah, he already stated that he's done, right?
I think he's in Deadpool 2 briefly. Cameo? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he's done for the most part. Sucks, but, you know... He's got to live.
Yeah, you know,
he can't look like that forever.
Exactly.
I can, but you know, he can't.
No, Hugh Jackman. He did his time. He gave us so many great movies. Like, he was easily the best part of most of those movies. You know,
I know. I didn't like him at first because I was really like, X-Men don't look like that, you know? He's supposed to be, like, short and stocky and stuff and ugly.
Yeah.
Now it's just, you know, a pretty boy, but with, you know, some mutton chops.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he fit the role eventually. He grew into it.
Yeah.
And he's a good actor, so it actually ended up working, and I liked him. In all the stuff, especially Logan, which was really good.
All right. So when I first heard this news, there was definitely a few things that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So I agree with you in the fact that I think that Disney is going to completely recast everybody.
Do you think they should?
Yeah. Yeah, they should. They should start fresh and...
Even if Hugh Jackman was like, you know what? I'm in it. You think they would reconsider?
No.
Disney has, like, their plans, their masterminds. They already have... I hear they have, like, 20 films already, like, stacked for after the Infinity War and stuff.
Yeah, dude, Disney, they can really do no wrong with me right now. Like, they're doing so good between bringing back Star Wars from the dead and, like I spoke about a couple weeks ago, Disney, the Marvel movies that came out after Disney bought out Marvel were the best of the series. You know, they have really done a whole 180 on these movies and made them something special.
Yeah.
I want to see the X-Men get that same treatment, and I want to see
Yes.
a brick by brick X-Men, franchise, the same way they did for the Avengers. I would love to see an X-Men movie in the same styles as the Avengers, lighthearted, keep it upbeat.
That Marvel flavor,
Yeah, give it to,
James Gunn? No.
I don't know about James Gunn, but
I love James Gunn.
I do love him.
In fact, I was watching Guardians 2 last night.
Good.
So good.
So good.
I love it.
Who are the brothers that did the Avengers movies?
The Russo brothers.
The Russos. Well, Joss Whedon did the first two. And they did, Civil War?
They did Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Okay, yeah.
And they're doing Infinity
Yeah,
War.
they didn't do the Avengers movies.
They didn't do... No,
okay.
that was Whedon.
Yeah. Who's
Great
also
movies.
fantastic.
Yeah. And Whedon went to do maybe Batgirl, right?
Yeah, well, he filled in for Zack Snyder on Justice League.
Yeah, I know he did a little, touch-ups and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely see his impact in that movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would know.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. But, so he went there. Russo brothers are taking over because they did the best job. Last week I was saying that was Winter Soldier was my favorite. Mm-hmm. I still hold to that.
Yeah, no, Winter Soldier's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to see from an X-Men movie. Yeah. I want to see built from the ground up. And
do you have like a story arc like that you want them to go into?
Not necessarily. I definitely want, Xavier's School for the Gifted,
Well, yeah.
that kind of thing. That's going to be the one role I'm going to be upset when they recast. Cause, give me a name. Xavier.
Patrick, Stewart.
Yes, thank you. Patrick Stewart as Xavier, there's no more perfect casting than him. And I don't know...
And also, what's his name?
McAvoy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
James McAvoy.
McAvoy did a great job, but James Stewart is Xavier to me. It's just, he's perfect as the role. I don't know who they would get to recast.
Bryan Cranston.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be 100% okay with that. He's got to put an English accent on, though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, he's not English, right? He's not English in the comics, right?
No, I don't... No.
I think I'm just so used to...
I mean, he grew up in New York. No.
Yeah, but why does he have an English accent?
He does. Does he?
Dude, James Stewart.
Because it's Patrick Stewart. That's why.
I'm sorry, Patrick Stewart, not James Stewart. Patrick Stewart.
Because he's British.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm so used to hearing him...
They're like, you're great. Just do whatever you want.
I'm so used to hearing him with the British accent that I just assume that Xavier is British. But he's not!
No.
No, but I'd be okay with Bryan Cranston. That'd be fine.
Pretty cool.
I
just thought of that, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I just picture like a amalgamation of Heisenberg and Xavier. I am the danger.
Read your mind. You want this meth.
I am the one who knocks.
This blue meth is the best.
He's smoking up with Wolverine on the side.
What team did you want to see in it? Like, if you're just doing like the X-Men team, who's in your team, ideally?
Okay. Ooh, this is fun. You gotta have Cyclops, he's the leader.
Yeah.
Gotta have Wolverine.
Yeah.
Beast, Jean Grey, Jubilee, Colossus.
Okay, wait. So we got Cyclops.
Yeah.
Jean Grey.
Yep. Wolverine.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
Really, Jubilee?
Yep. Animated series.
No.
Animated series. I loved. That's like X-Men to me. Is the animated series.
Yeah, but
when
that was taking place, like she was a newcomer.
I don't give a. She'll be the new student. I don't
Like,
give a crap.
she's supposed to be, like, part of the new, like, the young kid. Like, she's not supposed to be, like, Cyclops.
Well, she comes in later.
She's the younger. Yeah, like, she could definitely come in later.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your list. So who do you want?
Jubilee. I want Jubilee.
Wolverine,
Beast.
Jubilee, Beast.
So, definitely Colossus. He's like one of my favorites.
Okay.
Storm.
Okay.
Rogue.
Okay.
And Archangel.
That's a big team.
Yeah.
That's to start off with.
Okay, starter team. Fine.
Yeah, like the first X-Men standalone.
Fine. Cyclops, Storm, Wolverine, Colossus, and Rogue. Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah.
Mm.
We'll leave out Jubilee and a couple of the others.
Okay. Yeah, see, I would go First Class, Cyclops, Iceman, Jean Grey, Beast, Angel, and just cause I would throw in Wolverine.
Gotta have Wolverine.
Just because, he's a fan favorite. But, yeah, I think I would stick with, like, a core 5-6 people. Just first movie with Xavier and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
I would be.
Okay, who would your villain be, then?
Oh, man.
I'm coming up with some good questions.
These are good. Yo, who's the Silver Samurai guy?
No. The robot samurai dude.
Yeah, I used to have the action figure him when I was little. I thought he was the coolest. Cable. Not Cable. Who am I thinking of? Bishop would be cool. Yeah, I know he's not really a villain, but he'd be cool. I'm just thinking of names.
Well, I'll give you a rundown of the villains.
Who's the dude with the wires that comes out of his hand? Who's that guy?
Omega Red?
Yo, yeah, him!
Omega Red would be cool. That would be
They haven't done him, right? In any of them.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he'd be cool. I remember him from the X-Men animated series. You have to remember, I'm not a comic book guy, so
I know.
I'm going off of, like, animated series, the movies.
Yeah, okay.
I only read, like, a couple of X-Men comic books, one of them being Wolverine versus the Punisher, which wasn't even, like, an X-Men book, even though that was cool.
Yeah.
It was a three-part issue,
Yeah.
and they were, like, fighting in sewers, and...
That's pretty much all Wolverine and Deadpool do. Just they fight each other in sewers.
No. Wolverine and Punisher.
Oh, it was Punisher?
Yeah. Wolverine versus the Punisher. A three issue miniseries. It was cool.
You have it?
Probably not anymore.
Damn.
A lot of stuff got lost in the move.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, okay, so, yeah. What was it so yeah, Wolverine and who else would be in... Oh, villain. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Omega Red would be cool. I mean, obviously at some point Colossus. Oh, you gotta have the Sentinels. Right? Yeah. The Sentinels, absolutely.
First movie?
Yeah. No, not first movie. No.
No Magneto.
No. Nah.
Not yet.
Too soon. The Sentinels would be pretty cool. I mean, you don't think you could do the Sentinels first movie? You could do that. I mean, think about it. They come into this world, and the mutants are being hunted down by the Sentinels, and they get a plucky young upstart Jubilee, and you see Wolverine's already there. You know, like the school's in full swing. You don't got to do another origin story. The other movie already did that. The Bryan Singer movie. That's all good. You've already done that. It's just like Spider-Man. You don't need an origin story. Wolverine's already part of it. And instead of Wolverine, you get Jubilee. And she's like the young, plucky upstart. And they're like, hey, you shoot sparkles. Come learn in our school. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, sparkles. And that's how it goes. And she plays like the viewer. You know, you get like what she sees is you put yourself in her shoes because she's the newbie. And that's how I would do it. And then the Sentinels are chasing down the mutants, and you got that dude who created the Sentinels as the main villain. What's his name? I don't even know.
Omega Red?
Is that the dude who created the Sentinels?
Oh, no. I'm forgetting.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Peter Dinklage. Yeah, I've been talking a lot. Anyway, so go back to you. You say something now.
Yeah, who would be my team? Yeah, well, I said the First Class, those guys. I think they should come up with Magneto as a villain.
Okay.
Introduce the Brotherhood. With, Toad and, who else is in the Brotherhood?
This sounds very similar to the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, Sabretooth. You gotta introduce those, the villains,
I would be down with just like a Wolverine versus Sabretooth movie.
That would be cool.
That just completely just them. Brotherhood turned bad. Essentially, just do what X-Men Origins Wolverine did, but just keep it on Wolverine and Sabretooth the whole time.
Not Will.i.am?
Huh?
Not Will.i.am? He was the best in it, remember?
Oh my god, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, man, he was teleporting all over the place.
Oh my god. And then Deadpool with his mouth sewn shut.
Yeah.
Shooting laser beams out of his eyes, looking like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have them go against Magneto and introduce maybe the Sentinels like towards the end, like an after credit thing, like you see them building one or something. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't even have Wolverine in it much. It would be more about like Cyclops and Jean Grey and that first team, and they'd be almost like, because they would have to go into the Marvel Universe, the MCU, so you would kind of have to make it something like fit in there. Like maybe it was just a school, like no one really knew about it. It's still a thing. Maybe even the first X-Men movie is in the past, maybe like in the 80s or something, or 90s, and yeah, they could do something like that where it's just going into Magneto fighting like back in the day or whatever when they were fighting, and then another movie could then be in current where they maybe, like, because in the battle against Magneto, they had to go public, so the cat was out of the bag, and
that makes
now
sense.
Everyone knows mutants are around, and the X-Men.
Right.
And that could be how they're introduced to the Avengers, because they could be seen as a threat. And then maybe we could even have Avengers vs. X-Men showdown. That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, we should try to drag ourselves back to the topic. All right,
land
so that's what we would like to see out of a Disney run Marvel movie, X-Men movie.
Well, it will be Marvel.
Yes.
Hopefully.
For those of you who lost track of where we were during all this.
Is this confirmed, though?
From what I heard, it's like nearing
next week.
Yeah,
right?
nearing completion to a deal.
Oh, man.
We don't know exactly what exact properties were going to be bought.
Exciting.
It is exciting. One's got to think it's got to be X-Men, though, right? It's got to be. What other properties could they be buying? Like Planet of the Apes?
No, it's X-Men.
It's got to be.
Marvel wants their stuff back. We know that. They've said that, but it's, it's expensive and, strategy.
They took your gerbs.
Yeah. So after Infinity War, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon, but after it's weird though, because once they had the Spider-Man thing, it felt like that came out like a year later. It was so crazy. So that's like 2019. We could see an X-Men movie. How crazy is that?
That would be awesome. That'd be so awesome.
A new Deadpool. So what happens to Deadpool, man? They have a good thing going with that.
It does. I wouldn't be completely upset if Deadpool ended after 2. Just call quits. But if Disney's going to see, I'm a proponent of less is more kind of thing. I would rather just 2 really good Deadpool movies rather than 1 good Deadpool movie and then like 6 really terrible movies that you just really want Deadpool to die. Yeah. Similar
he can't though.
Yeah, he gets obliterated. I don't know.
No.
What's his name? Colossus just rips him at like milli pieces.
Nope. He comes back.
I know he comes back.
Always.
Okay, so what I want to see
Yeah.
from Fox selling their assets to Disney.
Yes.
Go with me here. A
Uh-oh.
a Deadpool themed attraction in one of their theme parks. Now you're probably saying,
Yeah.
why Deadpool? He's the most rated R person. Why would you put him into a family friendly theme park like Disneyland or Disney World? And I say to that because he breaks the fourth wall. The entire ride would be an inside joke about how he can't be vulgar in front of the kids. And that would be hysterical.
Would it?
It would be amazing. And do it 3D glasses or 4D, put it on like a track system, just go, maybe even like, I don't know, what's a good example? Similar to like the Simpsons ride in Universal, where it's kind of like or Star Tours in Disney, where you sit in like a vehicle, but it doesn't actually move, but it just jostles. That would be a great, no pun intended, but vehicle for a Deadpool attraction, and I would love to see that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yep, it's very similar to the way that the Spider-Man ride is in Universal.
Okay.
I would even say that if you want to do like a full-on ride, that would work perfect for Deadpool.
Deadpool is one of those characters where you could do pretty much anything with, like, as far as like ride, definitely as ride goes, or whatever entertainment.
Attractions.
Yeah, whatever that you call them. I don't go to those things, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the preferred term is attractions, but people just call them rides. It's whatever.
Yeah, I don't have that attraction. But you like that stuff.
Oh man,
that's
I love
cool.
Disney so much. Dude,
I like Disney, but like rides, I mean. Like,
I don't know. They bought Marvel. They brought Star Wars back from the dead. They got kick-ass rides in their theme parks.
Yeah.
Like
killing it.
And they pretty much were the visuals. They were the visuals from my childhood.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
What's
awesome.
not to love about Disney? Yeah.
I would also love to see Joss Whedon come back to do the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Because I love.
Well, he wrote one of the X-Men, Uncanny, right?
Astonishing.
Astonishing.
Yeah, and even though that would be hard to get because the canon, like the different universe, it wouldn't make sense to do Astonishing. But I would love to see Joss Whedon, like directing and writing.
Well, I'm just saying he has past kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? He's worked with those assets in the past, so he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yes, he has past experience. Thank you, Alyssa.
Well, of course. I mean, you have to know these characters, and he does. And we've seen him work with teams and have them like feel like a family and stuff. So it would be really fun to see him. A movie, X-Men.
Plus, he's really great at writing female characters. So there's so many strong female characters in X-Men. Jean Grey, Rogue, Storm.
Jean Grey, Rogue, Storm, Armor, Emma Frost.
Oh yeah.
So many. There's a lot, but there's so much he could do with that, and that would be really cool. I would definitely like to see him do it, and I think he would, even though he's with DC right now. Yeah, I think he could come back. We have X-Men. Do what you want.
Yeah, I think if they give him full control.
No, well, they won't do that. They'll never do that.
I know they won't do that, but they give him more control than they did with. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they have their whole plan with the MCU, but if they really gave, if they made the X-Men movies the Joss Whedon show, I think that could be real something special.
I don't know. It depends, because you have to look at it as not, even though, like, it's one movie, but you have to look at it in the greater scale, what does it mean?
All right, here's...
As far as what happens in the Avengers, or Luke Cage, whatever, things have effect. So you have to play within those boundaries.
All right, so if you can pick a director to do an X-Men film created by Disney,
yeah,
who would you pick? Would it be Joss Whedon?
Yeah, probably.
Anybody else you see in your...
Zack Snyder.
That's a joke. That's obviously a joke.
Or who did Suicide Squad? Him.
It wasn't.
That's great.
It wasn't Zack Snyder. It was somebody else.
It was someone worse.
Tarantino.
It was not No.
Who? Terrence Howard?
No. Alyssa said.
Tarantino. I would pick Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino do an X-Men film.
That would be crazy.
That'd be a really gritty film, but it definitely wouldn't be Disney approved. But you know what was hinted at? Tarantino is doing a Star Trek film.
I heard about that. Well, I know he's doing the Manson family film.
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Trek?
He's doing. Apparently, he's
just the script, though, right?
No, I think he's directing it too.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I thought they were like taking a look at his story or like what he would do with it.
Yeah.
And then continue. I don't know if it was.
But
yeah, either way, that's amazing.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised though. Why not?
I would. Edgar Wright. I would love to see him do an X-Men film.
That would be... I could see that.
Yeah, stylized like Scott Pilgrim was.
Yeah. I mean, it sucked that he couldn't do Ant-Man. So
Yeah.
it would be nice for him to come and to do it. Or at least something in the X-Men. If even it was a Jubilee movie or something. Or Gambit.
I love me some Jubilee. Yo, Gambit's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to that Channing Tatum Gambit movie?
Yeah, what happened to that?
I have no idea.
That's a good question.
Oh, you know who
Not
else?
happening.
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, man.
How sick of it, think about the prosthetic makeup and stuff he would do for an X-Men film.
For Beast.
For Beast! Oh my god, that was so good!
Colossus would look so dope.
Oh man, just anything.
That's fun.
Anything that involves makeup, just give it to Guillermo. All right. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up? Any other?
No. I just want the X-Men to come
Yes,
and Joss Whedon to do.
that'd be amazing. That would be.
That'd be more fun. Yeah, and Cranston as Xavier.
That's great. That's great casting. Maybe what we should do. We should do a. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll do a casting episode.
Yeah, depending on next week if we get the news for it, maybe that it's actually official.
Yeah. And then
we should definitely.
And then I think in the coming weeks we'll do a Christmas special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The holidays are approaching, so.
Yeah, I know that's your favorite.
I do.
Time of the year.
I do love Christmas so much.
You're Mr. Frosty over here. Is that a Christmas song?
Mr. Heat Miser.
Does Mr. Frosty come down the chimney?
Mr. Frosty. I'm thinking of dropping Wendy's Frosties down a chimney. Just
that now. That would be Christmas. Would be the best holiday.
Kids don't get coal in their stocking; they just get melted Wendy's Frosties at the bottom of their stocking, just dripping. Oh man,
I'll take it.
This ending has turned weird.
Better
All
than
right,
the pennies when my grandma would leave me in there.
I'll take pennies over melted Frosty any day.
You can't eat pennies.
You can't.
Well, you can.
Do you really want to eat melted Frosty at the bottom of a stocking?
Don't judge.
I was picturing straining a stocking over your mouth, trying to get the excess Frosty out.
Yeah.
God, that's so gross.
Visual.
Little hairs.
Oh man, visuals.
Anyway, where can they find us, Mike?
Oh, everywhere. YouTube, especially. Geeklirious.
Yes.
Geeklirious on Twitter. That
Twitter,
is
yes.
GeeKlirious.
I think you spelled it wrong.
Did I?
It doesn't matter. GeeKlirious.
Yeah,
I think you missed an I in there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're a Geeklirious.
Yeah. I had 8 episodes I was good on. Now I messed it up.
Yes. Find us on
harder.
Instagram, Twitter, and you're most likely listening to this on YouTube because it's the only platform that we have currently. We're working on a Facebook page that we will hopefully be up and running by next episode.
If I can stop being lazy and actually, focus on a task.
Yeah. And we're working on getting our podcast on, iTunes.
Everywhere. And please help us, like us, share us, get the word out.
Absolutely. Leave a comment.
If you want to make more, yeah.
If you have any questions, if you want to tell us who you would like to see in an action movie. Who's your Xavier? You, of course, can comment on any one of our social platforms, but if you want to reach us directly, geeklirious@gmail.com.
Yes.
All of the links will be in the description down below.
Also, hashtag Geeklirious. Try to get that going on Insta and Twitter.
Good point. All right. Well, this...
do you have another thing that you wanted, your other project?
Oh, yes. Before I forget. So, I don't know if any of you know, most likely not, but
They know now.
my alternative channel is Freaky B12. I'll leave the description down below. I have put that channel on hiatus for a little bit to work on this podcast, but I'm thinking about bringing it back. And I recently saw Justice League, and I was going to do a video about that. I do these things called nerd hikes, where I go take a walk in the woods, and I talk about nerdy topics that I feel like talking about. And I figured Justice League would be as good a topic as any to tackle on my return episode. So look out for that.
Yeah,
soon.
If you like the sound of Brian's dulcet tones
while walking in the woods and getting winded.
Yes, with the birds.
So, Justice League. Oh God, give me a second, guys. There's a squirrel.
Oh man.
All right. Well, this has been Brian
and Mike,
and thank you so much for listening.
Yes. Bye.